Okay, come in, come in, come in. You guys come have a seat. We're going to be kicking things off in a second. More and more people will just be kind of trickling in here, It's a little outside of our normal here, So I expect people to really be like, huh, I made it. But it was important that you guys made it out there, right? Because this is a newer community. It's a spillover from Cross Creek Ranch. I know if you were driving in here, you noticed a lot of developing happening. So it's important that you guys come out here. So that's why we brought you here. So yeah. But yes. Don't forget to get your goodies. You still have time to get that because once there's a line, it's going to be there for a while. For those of you who are here, let me just welcome everybody. This is not my team meeting. Let me just tell y'all that name. I know. Y'all want to see me, but that's okay. It's okay. Welcome to Cross Creek Ranch West, right? How many of you guys had an opportunity? Oh, for those of you who are new, I always forget. I think everybody knows who I am, but y'all don't. I'm the assistant team leader, one of the assistant team leaders of our office here at Keller Williams Southwest. For you newbies who this is your first team meeting, welcome. For those of you who are tried and true to have been here, welcome as well. Just a little layout of today. We want to recognize Tammy McCall, who helped pull this thing together. Of Johnson Development. Yes, we do love Tammy, and Tammy loves to do things in a major way. So she reached out and connected with some of her friends like Kelly. You guys will get to be introduced with Kelly Rubio in a few of Highland Homes. Definitely Mary Lee Master, all right? Thank you, of an inspection. But we'll have an opportunity to meet every single one of them. But we do thank them for this opportunity. Just a little bit of what's going to happen today. Right after our team meeting, you're going to be wild. You're going to learn things about new construction and how to incorporate that into your business and establish relationships with the sales counselors of a new construction home site. You'll learn a little bit more about Cross Creek Ranch West and what makes it a little different from the ranch area as well. And then we're going to take the show on the road. Okay. We won't have food here. It'll be in a different location. Another one of the models. There's 8 models, right, Tammy? Total here? There's 8? Okay. So I think it's 8. So there's 8 models that you have an opportunity to, one, go learn more about, meet the sales counselors there, capture some great footage for your social media, right? And ask different questions. One of the things that's great about Cross Creek Ranch West or Cross Creek West is the simple fact that the price point is still at, pre-construction or build out level. So that for you means you can bring in more buyers who qualify for this type of property and get a bigger home. So keep that in mind as you're going through and looking at the different homes. They actually look very fabulous. I got a sneak peek earlier this week. So tell us something good. And Norman, do you have them in your ear so you can hear anybody on the thing, right? Yeah, okay. All right. So tell me something good. What's good that's been going on in your world?
I just got back from Alaska.
Oh, I thought she was about to say Atlanta. She hit you with the Alaska. Okay. It was beautiful. Did you do a cruise?
Yeah, we flew into Anchorage and we cruised out of Seward and we ended up in Vancouver, and it's so beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, that's on my bucket list.
Very good.
Welcome back. Oh, wow.
Lumberjack, real lumberjacks.
Did they have like the overalls and all? Oh, they did?
Do they have the hat to match? The wrap and do the
I've always wanted to do it. Matter of fact, Chad is one of the ones that got me into wanting to do that. That's awesome. I'm sure. Nice and fresh.
Then another fish I can't name, it starts with A, but
That's awesome.
it's good. And that's beautiful.
Yeah, I have that one on my list to do. All right, tell me something good. What else? What else do we have? I don't know that you can top Alaska, but let's go. Okay. Oh. We're in the same boat there. Yes, Monica. You sure did. Yep, yep, and it'll be a buy and sell too, right? That's awesome.
Put in the time.
She put in the time.
She's in that office making the calls. She'll be the only one in the training room, and she is still gonna make the call.
Absolutely.
Lead by example. She's lead by example. Do what you have to do.
Be consistent over time and it'll play out. All right. Yes, you're gonna have to be loud too, so. There we go. So we're talking about effective consultation right there. All right, anybody else? And then we'll go into some announcements. Nope. Okay, so just a couple of announcements. Oh, yeah, you're gonna run that? Oh, cool. All right, all right. So August 2nd, we're doing the Beginner's Guide to Command Workshop Series. That's today. August 12th is the Tech 306090. We're gonna dive into that a little bit more. So Namesh and his crew are gonna help out with that. 15th through the 16th, we have Mega Camp. How many of you guys have already signed up for Mega Camp? Okay, we need more hands out there. This is an annual conference that's held in Austin. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but it's an opportunity for you to add more tools into your tool belt and then to sharpen the tools that you already have and make some great connections that can help you. That's the name of the game right now, is the connections that you have to help your business continue to grow. We also have on the 24th, Grow Your Profit Share Tree. Hey, it's passive income. Why not leverage those relationships into bringing you some more money on the 21st of every single month? So come learn a little bit more about Profit Share. And then on the 14th, October 14th, I know we're in August, but we want to prepare and get you guys in gear for leveraging this event to build your business. We have the Shredding Hunger event happening on October 14th. Every single one of you should have already received your flyer that's tailored to you. I mean, unless you're just simply brand new, right? And we don't have a picture of you yet. And then October 28th is our trunk or treat. We're looking for some more people to actually sponsor a trunk and bring in candy. We typically see anywhere from 800 to 1,000 people come through from our community on that event. So it's an awesome opportunity for you. So that's today, right? Okay, 306090, again, I told you that's with Namesh. It's a workshop, it's support and review. It's happening on August 12th, which is a Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So those of you who are dual career and haven't had an opportunity to jump into that, this is an opportunity for you to do that. And he's going to go through the nitty gritties of what they've covered so far in the 306090 training. You can't scan, but those of you online, if you haven't already, join the Mega Agent Camp, and we have this on our closed Facebook group as well. You can sign up there. Prices have not gone up yet, so you still have an opportunity. I want to make sure I have Israel's stuff here too. Okay, trunk or treat. I think he said by Friday, Greg said that you should have your trunk or treat flyers already created for you inside of your email boxes so that you can start pushing that out as well. It's a great time for you to bring in your ally business partners who want to get some exposure. Again, about 1,000 people come through that event, and it's your opportunity to white label. It's a white labeled event, meaning you blast it out as if it's your event. Nobody's gonna know the difference. Who's gonna know? So when they see all these people, they're gonna be like, dang, Bernie, you know a lot of people. And I'm gonna be like, I sure do. I sure do. Okay. So how do you make this more effective? Create a QR code for them to sign in or sign up and say that they're gonna be there, okay? And say, hey, we're just using it for the count, which we are. We can use that for the count. And this way you can take stock as to how many people participated because you encouraged them to be there. Now you have sign up information with contact information. You can use that to stay in touch with them. Questions? Shredding Hunger. All right, this event brings a lot of people as well. We not only need volunteers for this Shredding Hunger, but we also want you to start promoting it. For those of you who don't know who do not know what Shredding Hunger is all about, this is an opportunity for us to get rid of those sensitive documents in exchange for you bringing some pantry items that we can use for the East Fort Bend Human Ministry, making sure that's who our sponsor still is. So that's happening on October 14th. I do encourage you, don't touch the sensitive documents. You just tell them to come bring it. It'll be drive-through style. They can drop it off with the cars that go there. All right, we don't have an ALC minute per se, so I'm gonna skip that. So let me tell you guys, for those of you who are part of PC, I'm gonna find it real quick. Second. Okay. The PC buyer seller workshop has been moved to 8, so August 26th. So please make note of that. An email will go out with details and you have to register to be part of it. So that's happening on 8/26. So please be aware of that. There's no PC group coaching today. Israel is out today, so just use that. That doesn't stop you from corralling together as a PC group and masterminding. Just because you don't have Israel there, you guys can still get together. Pull in one of your leaders. However, on Thursday at 4:30, he'll do a Zoom PC coaching hour as well. And that's it for that. Okay, chat.
All right.
Coming to the stage, our fearless leader of over 12 years.
Everybody doing?
40s, no, I'm just
Everybody,
chat.
everybody made the trek to West Fulcher. How many of you been out of this community? You've been out here, hence why we're plenty of seats up here up front. And let's talk some new construction. You guys are going to take notes today. Everybody have something to write on, or you got your note thing in your phone. And together, I like models of systems. Why? Because it's a step-by-step that we can follow. And we also have some experts in the room too, right? Who are our experts in the room outside of KW? Yeah, your builders, your development people who do this at a large scale, and our actual salespeople who sit in the seat. So we're going to customize a plan together. But I think some of this you already know. We're going to do this in 5 steps, right? Some of you sold some real estate, new construction. How many of you sold a new construction product? How many of you sold an actual Highland Homes? Man, look at all the opportunity in here, Kelly. All right, let's put them on the spot a little bit. We're going to have interactive. Who can tell me a fact about Highland Homes? And Kelly has to be quiet. Tell me a fact about Highland Homes. Okay. Who's the co-founder? Who's the founder? You still see her very active today. You don't even know her name? She loves to spend money on agents, by the way. That's what we really want it. Nobody knows? Barbara? She's actually been a guest on Zoom. Who and her? Norman, you don't know? I was going to give the first person to come and tell me that, I'll give you a free office bill for the, you can't interrupt my meeting. You got to, come on, you got a phone in your hand. The first person to tell me who it is, and she's been a guest and talked in our office before, you got to figure that out. Okay. Number 1 in our step, if you want to be an expert in new construction, what do you need to know? What's step number 1? Yeah, you got to know the inventory. Very good. You don't get a prize for that. Number 1 is you have to know what's in the market. We didn't come out here, right, just for fun and games. We came out here to go, okay, what's going on? And it's crazy. We live in this goofy thing of Houston. And what do they keep doing in Houston? They keep expanding. Which direction are we going in? Well, west is really, but west. I don't know if you look around. The only reason I'm familiar with this area is because Cedric gets me to go ride a bike out here. So on a Saturday when it's cooler, right? Norman knows this. You'll see all sorts of bike riders who ride out here in Fulcher. It's just a popular spot. The roads are a little bit wider and you can really ride. But the one thing we know is new constructions and developments can continue to we got to know what the lay of the land. We got to know where the new developments are. We need to have a really close relationship with our builders, right? And we got to have relationships with the salespeople because we don't know when that opportunity is going to come, right? So step number 1 is know the inventory, know the developments, and get to have some relationships with salespeople. That just takes Sounds very simple, doesn't it? But that's work, right? That means you're intentional on, the landscape. And so when we sit down, step number 2 would be what? When we do that really solid buyer consultation, we actually know the lay of the land, we know the commute times, and we know the product that would fit to them as well. And what are we struggling with right now in our market? Inventory, number 1. Yeah, interest rates, but inventory and new construction is an easy answer to it. In most cities, you just don't find this, by the way. So we're in a fortunate area. So step number 1 is know the inventory, get relationships with builders and salespeople. And number 2 is really doing a solid buyer consultation so we can really figure out, is new construction easier or harder to sell than resale? It depends, right? It depends on the relationship and the mix. It depends on if you're going from the product up. And then we got to really know the lay of the land. What's the inventory that's current? So I'm going to do this a little interactive. Now, we got a lay of the land. We got a really buyer consultation, and we feel like in new construction, I'm going to put Kelly on the spot. She didn't know I was going to do this. We're going to have this as interfund. So Kelly's going to come up and she's going to tell us, Verna, I don't know if you set this up for this.
Maybe.
Okay, cool. We're going to have some fun. This is small group. I'm going to put her on the spot. So how long you been in new construction?
5 years.
5 years. How long you been with Highland Homes?
The entire time,
The whole entire time. Why Highland Homes?
because they're very much customer focused and we focus on building relationships with you guys, with realtors.
Okay. So if you were to say what sets apart as an agent, and you are a builder that takes care of agents, that's a fact, by the way, that's truly a fact. So if you were to say to me is, what's the one thing that stands out to you as an excellent agent, not an average agent, we need an excellent agent. What do you see on your end?
I think just, really understanding what we have out here before you bring them out. Because sometimes I get a lot of agents who will bring a client out and this doesn't fit their price point. So it ends up being kind of, a waste of time, or I don't have the inventory that would work for the client. So, what's really important is for us to kind of, have a plan before you guys bring a buyer out here. Because, we're both on the same team. Really, we want to make sure the buyer's happy and we want to sell them a home.
That goes back to our knowing the inventory, knowing the relationships. Oh yeah, we got 20 plus people online too. So they didn't even come in. Okay. Okay, so tell us, we know our inventory, we got a good consultation. They might even had a little bit of initial conversation with you, and we know that that's a good placement. What would you say would be the next step?
The next step, as far as,
What you're looking for in an agent?
okay.
What's going to help us to get a smooth transaction, least amount of time, least amount of hassle, and done in a professional manner?
I think really just trusting Highland with your buyers. I have a lot of agents who feel like, they can't trust the builder. Well, Highland has never cut realtor commissions this entire time. We welcome all agents, to be a part of the process, but really you can trust us to take care of your clients, even if you're not able to attend, a pre-construction meeting. If you're not able to attend the first time that they're out there, we're not going to cut you guys out of the deal. We welcome all realtors and we really care about the relationships that we have with you guys. So I think just trusting us to handle it, even if you're not here, is a huge part of it.
Okay. So this is pretty easy, right? Remember, educators complicate, leaders simplify. You're all leaders. When we simplify the process, we can walk through that a little bit. So you're going to hear a big theme about relationships. And relationships are really important in this game. Now, you also represent, you have a fiduciary to your client as well. So the more you're included, but we don't want to mess up. What would you say would be some things that kill a deal when it comes to real estate agents? You can be as frank and as direct as you want.
I feel like I've experienced this recently.
Yeah.
I think, this market's constantly changing, so incentives are always changing as well. A promotion that I had a month ago might not be going on right now. So some agents just assume that it's kind of running the entire time, and they tell their buyers, oh, she's giving $50,000 towards, options in the home, when really I'm not doing that anymore.
Mhm.
So I think just staying on top of what's current is very important. You know, current inventory, current incentives. You just get with me before you guys bring somebody out here. But that's a huge one. Just, you know, I think agents over promising what we have to offer now.
And it's constantly changing.
Yeah, it's always changing.
So what's your inventory look like out here today?
Well, I have about 7 inventory homes that are move-in ready. Price point starts at $649 up. So this model that you guys are in, this one starts at $553 to build. And I have one for $649 in inventory right now. So
And what's some things specific about Highlands that makes your product unique?
I would say the livability of our floor plans. As you can see, we have plenty of people in this model and it doesn't feel crowded. There's plenty of space in the kitchen for people to gather around to entertain.
What else?
Well, we also have a high, you know, construction quality as well. All of our homes come with smart home features, tankless hot water heaters, and they're very energy efficient. So we use only the best materials in our homes for your buyers.
Okay. All right, so we're doing this step by step. We're in relationship. And let's tap this off as the final negotiating. You like to negotiate, right?
Of course.
Everything. Anybody go to the grocery store and try to negotiate with the cashier, everybody out? I always say there's always negotiating in this. And I would tell you, sometimes as a fiduciary, when you want to negotiate and go after it, if you've already had a professional manner that you showed up, you've built a relationship, and then when you start to negotiate, it's not as combative and it can be back and forth, right? Because our first Y4C2, it's win-win or no deal, right? So what's some things that you believe that help agents negotiate on their behalf? You're not giving up any of your secrets, right? Because all
No.
things are negotiated. But what's the professionalism you like to see on the other side?
So I really do appreciate whenever the agents, you know, let me know what their price point is ahead of time. And I do kind of know if we're going to be able to get to that number. So again, just meeting with me beforehand to kind of go over what their expectations are is super important to see if I'm able to get to that number. And if you know that it's just not going to work out for them and the offer is still submitted, it's just not really going to work because it's way out of my price range that I can get to for these buyers. So I think, again, just, you know, having a plan with me or, you know, any salesperson beforehand is really important.
What's some common upgrades that you're seeing that people are popular?
The sliding glass doors, if they're building this home, I mean, everybody adds these sliding glass doors. They're doing an upgraded kitchen package like the one that we have here, you know, with the quartz countertops, the farmhouse vent hood. But typically people are spending about $40,000 at the design center right now if they build. And we do have a promotion right now where they're getting $30,000 towards design center options when they build. So that covers a huge portion of it.
Those are pretty cool. Isn't it weird in Houston that outdoor patios are so popular and sliding glass, and we live like in the hottest, Aaron, who's, what's Aaron's last name? Your guy, Graham. Aaron was having a conversation about the difference between products in Austin and Houston. And one of the big things is outdoor patios, right? Where in Austin, they're not quite as popular. They still are, but Houston, you're like, but wouldn't it be more desirable than Austin, even though it's a change in Houston? But it's just one of those things that's highly popular in the glass doors. Like we get to enjoy what, 2 months out of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's an option that is kind of a feature. What? Yeah, go ahead.
There's two.
And then an additional door. What it's doing is inviting people in here to meet outside, or people who move to the west. So it's a unique feature that I don't see in a lot of.
Yeah, it's
What-
one of my favorite.
What's some
features.
things that we should see on the horizon? What any changes you see in construction elements? Any changes you see as far as development with Highland Homes? Anything that's on the horizon that you could give us some insight in?
So I am getting a new section of lots next year. These are 60-foot lots. So that's going to be coming up next year. As far as development, in the community, we have our amenity center under construction right now. It's going to be opening up summertime of next year. And you guys probably saw it on the way in. It's on the right-hand side. So that's going to be our new amenity center. And there's going to be a swimming pool there, a fitness center, pickleball court, tennis court. So, and there's also a lot of growth coming to the area as well. There's some commercial property that's supposed to be going up sometime soon at the entrance of the community as well. So it's really growing, but right now the prices are still low because there's not too much out here.
Appreciate
What do you see as some common threads of your buyers that you're finding they're coming this direction?
Well, I get a lot of buyers coming from Cross Creek Ranch, actually. They've been in the community for a long time and they want to upgrade their home. A lot of buyers coming from the Katy area as well, Cinco Ranch. They want new construction. They don't want to have to deal with resale right now. They want everything covered under warranty, brand new, never lived in.
Okay, one last thing. What do you wish every real estate agent knew from your perspective in your seat?
Good question. I think just the fact that we're both on the same team. I think a lot of realtors, especially the ones who kind of went through the whole pandemic, there was a lot of builders who cut commissions for you guys. And I think that kind of just rubbed people the wrong way and just assumes that like all builders are the same, but we've never did that. We actually always have something going on for you guys. Like right now we're doing 4% towards inventory homes. And at the end of the day, we just want to make the buyer happy and we both want to close the home and, get paid. So we just have to work together as a team. And Highland is more than happy to do that.
Okay, that's good stuff. I heard a lot of relationship, right? And to build trust, you kind of have to do things beforehand as well, to really trust them. And I could tell you, as I would endorse Highland Homes as a product, I know how it's built. I know their leadership. And it would somebody I'd say is, I feel comfortable. And if something wants to get sideways, it's going to be handled in a professional manner. So part of that is an endorsement going, hey, we've been in this industry long enough. And two is you do use some due diligence, right? You come and meet and show up, because there's sometimes you sit here and what? It's crickets, right?
Mhm.
And you're working on other things. You show up, say hello, look at the product,
Mhm.
and you put it in your arsenal because you don't know when it's going to come back. And it gives you a reason. So how about videos? If I was the one to come out here and showcase some Highland Homes and products, would that be okay?
Yes, I would love that, please. I have, 2 move-in ready homes right now that you guys can feature on your social media page and just tag me and I can reshare it. But I really do appreciate that. And all salespeople love that. Like that goes a long way. It means a lot more to us than just coming by and dropping off a flyer with like the programs that are offered, which is what a lot of agents on other teams do. So just taking the extra step to come in and, showcase one of our homes goes a long way. And then I also have open house opportunities as well. So just let me know if you guys want to host something on the weekends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds like some
Oh,
great
also,
opportunities.
I do have an
Yeah.
announcement to make.
Yes,
So
go ahead.
Nobody knows about this yet. It's going to roll out on Tuesday, but we're having a meeting on Friday about the latest realtor promotion that we have going on. So if you get 2 net sales starting August 12th through November 5th, you will have a holiday party with Jean Ann, which that was her name.
Nobody gave it. You can get it. No. Thanks. Okay, she texts me.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did? Okay, so you know what her parties are like. Yeah, Yeah. I know. It was amazing. Yeah, Jeannie is known for her very lavish parties. Yes, and gifts. So you can only imagine what a holiday party is going to be like at her house in Dallas. So not only that, but you will be flown out on a private jet to her home. Yeah. Where, you guys are going to have a nice dinner. It's going to be a lavish party with gifts. So that is actually going to be starting on August 12th. And nobody knows about this. Just me and you guys in this room.
So how do we qualify again?
2 sales,
Two
2 net sales.
What about the brokerage? Do they get to qualify too?
No, August
Why
12th.
should she cut those out?
I don't do that. August 12th through November 5th, 2 net sales in any community with Highland Homes.
Is that closed or contract? Like if they're building.
Contract.
Contract?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Contract.
Yeah, she wastes no expense. on
I
her
know.
parties, So you want to be there. They're amazing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
Catered. Yeah. Inventory builds, yeah, and just contract, but 2 net sales through that time period. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun. Any Highland home, any community, yeah, preferably with me, but you can sell anyone. Please.
At least one with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
at least one.
But like I said, I do have plenty of inventory.
Yeah.
The base prices start in the 510s. This home starts at 553 to build from the ground up. And it's taking about 6 to 8 months right now. 3,050.
It's a good product.
But if you guys want to do an open house for me, just let me know. Any weekends are open for you guys.
Okay, awesome. All right, good stuff. Thank you.
Much. Thank
All right,
you.
let's get some more insight. Tammy, I'm putting you on the spot. Tammy's been around a couple days and she can educate us too. You got to come up here so they can see you online. Yes. He's not going anywhere. Chill. All right, remind people what you do.
I am Realtor Relations Extraordinaire for Johnson Development for everything south of I-10. So what that means is I am your contact, your liaison, your person to go to for anything Realtor related with my communities. Don't call me on those other communities that are not under Johnson, just our communities. I do get a lot of those calls. You'd be surprised.
How many active developments do you have south of I-10?
So it's funny, I was just thinking about
Yeah.
that because I have 10 communities, but active, really truly active right now are 7.
Okay,
So those are Jordan Ranch, right over here off of I-10, so not too far from here. Cross Creek Ranch, Cross Creek West, those are active. Cross Creek Ranch is almost finished. We don't have a whole lot left there. And let me, I just want to say this too,
Yeah.
really quick, because I want to clarify. Cross Creek Ranch and Cross Creek West are 2 totally separate communities, okay? They're not one. I know a lot of people get confused. Also, I want to clarify that we don't know for a fact if Cross Creek Ranch and Cross Creek West are going to connect because there's some land in between there that they have not been willing to sell yet. So unless they sell, we don't have a chance of getting that. That means it won't connect and they want a lot of money. So if they do sell, I mean, because we've already offered a lot of money and they did not take us up on it. Well, there he is. See, I knew he'd be coming along.
yes.
So then Candela, if I didn't say that one already, and then Harvest Green and Veranda and Sienna. Oh, I have 8 exit actually, and Edgewater, which is all the way out in Webster. So the other ones that are less active is Imperial and Riverstone, because Riverstone has 3 opportunities left. If you guys are on my email list, you would have gotten that email yesterday, I think, I don't remember, that tells you what we have left. So there's only 3 opportunities in Riverstone. There's less than 10 in Imperial, and those are just those brownstones. So that's
Okay,
what I have. And then we have a new community coming. Actually, oh, is he connected?
we got it. Yes.
Oh, did he unplug it?
No, he did. It's got Steven's Raptor.
So then we have another community coming just north of I-10. So I don't know how I'm going to say what I do then because, you know, I always say south of I-10, but it's called right now. It doesn't have a name. We're referring to it as Plow. Okay, P-L-O-W. And it's usually referred to a name that we're familiar with what they've referred to it when we bought it. Okay, so that's actually not till like first quarter of 2025. But it's going to be Katy ISD and it is located, I don't want to say this name, but I will. It is located just west of Cane Island. That's not a Johnson.
Yes.
So yeah, so, and there's lots coming, even up north, Monica Conchola handles the north. And so she has Grand Central Park, Wood Forest, Amira, and the newly, you know, big announcement of Jubilee that's already underway. And then we just had a big announcement party the other day for the new community called Creston, K-R-E-S-S-T-O-N. And that has to do, that's very dear because Larry Johnson, that's where he grew up, I believe is the right way to say
So
that.
Johnson Development is not slowing down.
It's not slowing down. And there's actually more. I just can't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
So there's more coming actually in your neck of the woods. Okay, so as time, as soon as I'm
Well,
alive.
this is all our
Right.
neck of the woods, right? Anything west, southwest of you, to- yeah, there you go.
Necessarily buy it, but that area.
Well, educate us on this development. What's some top things we should really know as we work with buyers about Cross Creek?
Well, a
Yeah.
couple things that's really cool about Cross Creek West is even though we are a separate community from Cross Creek Ranch, we will be sharing amenities. We are sharing amenities. And that's not just until our amenity center is finished. That's ongoing forever. Okay. That was something we wrote into it, that we had to go through a lot, but we made it happen so that the people that are already living here aren't having to wait till they have a pool or a fitness center. They're going over to Cross Creek Ranch. Same thing, as soon as their stuff is ready, Cross Creek Ranch can come over here as well. So that is really a really nice feature. I don't know what he's growling at.
Keep going.
So that's a really nice feature that a lot of people don't know. And I think there's a lot of confusion about that.
It's not the
I don't
first
know what
time
he
you've had to
sees.
work here. Portal.
Anyway, so that's a nice feature. We also, yes, as Verna said, we have 8 model homes here. We have everything from 45 up to 60. This is the larger that you're in the 60-foot model here. Like she said, I think she covered some of what I had in my notes as well, which is about the commercial that's coming. We can't announce it yet because everything's still in the works. But you may have noticed, and I don't know which way most of you came, I'm assuming from the south going north, but even coming from the other direction, you'll see like a gas station. There's been a lot of things put in here on 359 that weren't here before. So it's already growing. It's Fulshear. Fulshear is a beautiful small town feel, okay? And it's growing. I mean, like we've taken that number and made it a big town, but it still has that small town feel. So you can actually go into Fulshear just like, I don't know, 3 minutes up the road. And they have some really nice restaurants. Essence House Cafe has been there forever. And they're just kind of an icon there as well. So, seeing and knowing those things and knowing what's around you when you have your clients is really important as well. So.
Okay, yes, question.
Yes, thank you for that. I forgot. Yes, she is right. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, we have a great police department. It is crazy how involved they are with the community. And they have funny stuff. If you're not following them on Facebook, you need to, because they just have some of the coolest stuff. They do some of the best things for the community, for the kids. They have programs out there, even for like new drivers. They have a safety program that I think Captain Mike McCoy handles. And that may be incorrect because things may have changed, but somebody handles it. They have that program. They have a Citizens Academy that I actually went through a few years ago. I know now why I was never a police officer and could never be a police officer. I got killed a few times. But anyway, so I mean, get to know your local police department. They are amazing. They will come out. They will talk to your group. It's just I could keep going all day long, but
Yeah, that's awesome. Lamar Consolidated.
Lamar Consolidated in our schools, right? The buses come in here, pick up the kids. No problem on that. I always liked when sometimes they're like, well, sometimes it takes the kids a little longer to get home because of where we're located. And I'm like, I loved that. I'm sorry, as a parent, keep my kids longer. No rush for them to get home. And I hated summer breaks and stuff. So see if I had any other notes here. The HOA is, the tax rate is 3.29. What's the HOA? Is it here? 1,350. Thank you. Since I have so many communities, sometimes I get my wires crossed on which one is which. As far as the product, I said there's 2 in the 45, 2 in the 50, 2 in the 55, 2 in the 60. So we have Perry Homes, Weston Homes, Lennar, Newmark, Highland Homes, and Village Builders, which Village Builders next door is where your lunch is going to be today as well. So there you go. Yes, of course. And then I don't know if some of you may have had to park a little further down the road here, but Newmark Homes, they have a dessert station for you guys. So after you get through touring this, do your videos, do your videos, do your
Yes,
videos.
yes, yep.
You go next door and have your lunch, do your videos, do your videos. Just continue down the path. And then when you get to Newmark Homes, they actually had a yard sign put out for you guys in honor of you. Did you see it? So cool. So they have that there ready as well as desserts. I think Weston, the first Weston Homes that you come to, I think they have something in there for you guys, but everybody is excited that you guys are here. So please, 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 if you have the time and the opportunity while you're here, go see each of these builders because, you know, I made a really big deal about you guys coming today.
Yes.
There will be waterfront lots, but there is not a gated section planned. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of things. After your lunch, and then come back and then get a better view.
And I also put some stuff out. I think most of you have picked it up, but if you did not put your business card in the jar back there, be sure, the bowl, whatever that is, be sure you do so. Also, there's things to pick up. There's a ring light there if anybody likes ring lights. And like, I think Barbara, we were talking about, I think you could put it on your computer. She said she's always dark on her Zoom calls or whatever. So, you know, take advantage. I put some brochures. Salita, will you hold that up for me? Salita here is with me today. She's a realtor herself, but she also does contract work and works with me. So she's my assistant. But we have those brochures back there that have QR codes for all of the Johnson Development communities. No, as soon as we'll have to, I don't think we have Jubilee in there yet because like it'll be ready by next year. So we will get that one added for the next batch that we print. But you have everything else. You have a QR code to Realty University. If you guys are not familiar with that, Realty University serves more than one purpose. A lot of people think of it as where you sign up for the events. Okay, and yes, you can. You go out there, you see all the events that we have. You can sign up. We offer a lot of free CE classes. We offer self-defense. We offer lifestyle photos. We offer makeovers. We offer a lot, okay? Because we want you guys to be the best you that you can be. Our campaign is JDC Empowers Realtors. And this is our second year doing it. And it was so successful last year, we carried it in to this year. But there's also a Q&A section on there. So if you just go down, you'll see there's facts. So you can go out there and you can see what the HOA dues are, the tax information, all of that is on there as well. So be sure you guys are taking full advantage of what we have on our website. And that's on that brochure as well. So, all right. What else?
Any one last thing to make us better about Johnson Development? Got a group here of salespeople.
I was listening to Kelly. I love the questions and I loved her answers. I was just sitting back there and I haven't really got to work with Kelly because she was in a non-Johnson community before. Yes, but we won't talk about
She
that.
overcame and made the sales, yeah.
I can say she finally made it. But I think, you know, the one thing she said that I was thinking the exact same thing was get to know what your product is, get to know what our community is before you bring your client out. And that's one place where I can be a good resource. I can answer questions. I had some realtors, you know, I mean, I always have realtors reaching out all the time. My cell number is in the back of that brochure. And they ask me, they'll be like, hey, how do I make an appointment with Kelly to come out and see the product? And so I just help connect them because, and I love that they're actually planning. I have some clients and I'm going to want to bring them out, but I want to come out first and see what there is.
Yep.
Learn the community. You can't do it all at one time. Believe me.
That takes no talent.
Right.
It takes no skill. It just takes work.
Yeah.
Right. And it make it a priority and be intentional
It's
about it.
always learning,
Yeah.
always learning in this business. Yeah. So learn the community, learn your builders, learn the products. You know, you're not, and even if you're not going to know everything right off the bat for those, especially, I mean, everybody, but especially the newbies here, you're not going to know everything right off the bat, but you know what? You're the expert in something. So say I'm the expert for Cross Creek West and I'm going to take you out and show you. And then it's so cool when Kelly knows you're coming, then you walk in with your client and she'll go, oh, hi, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm Kelly, because she already knew they were coming and man, they feel like royalty. So I have so much more I could say, but
That's
okay.
good. That was step number one is know the inventory. And when we do, now we have content. we should not be lacking any content on social media with the amount of developments.
Right.
And look, we couldn't name all of her Johnson development, let alone the consumer doesn't know, right? And two is you just see what's product and what's coming. As simple of, hey, what do you think of these sliding glass doors? Why are they becoming so popular?
And share the link to Cross Creek West, share the link, go to Johnson Development, find the link, share that direct link with them and let them kind of, peruse. We spend a lot of time and a lot of money on our websites. So they are pretty perfect, now nothing's totally perfect. So there might be something we lack, but we try to be perfect. And so always be sure you're going out there looking. You can look a lot of information up there. You always have these resources are right at your fingertips before you even drive out to the community. But definitely drive out. Don't be the one with your clients there with you and you're trying to find the community and you look like an idiot.
Don't look like an idiot.
Today, don't look like an idiot. And hey to everybody that's online.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions for Johnson Development, Tammy? All things, great resource, right? When you're looking at all that, we're a big city spread out and you were spread out even south of I-10 with one exception.
Right.
Of it coming, yes, but there's a lot of things, so a good resource as well. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's switch it over real fast. Thank you so much for having us.
That you share the do more of these things. Okay.
Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Just educate us on inspections and just go right to new construction.
Yes. that's what
Why
I'm gonna
new,
talk about.
why inspections on new construction? They're perfect, right?
Well, sometimes I would highly encourage your client to always get some type of home inspection. For new constructions, we typically think of phase inspections done in 3 phases. One is pre-pour, one is during framing, and one is final. But what if your client buys an inventory home? Then you would just get the final inspection. But let's start at the beginning. Your client buys a new build, they're going to build it from scratch. The first inspection they want to think about is that pre-pour. And that's going to be an inspection of the hole in the ground, which seems crazy, right? But we want to make sure that rebar, that initial plumbing, the home's graded properly before they pour the concrete. Because what happens once they pour the concrete, it's all over, right? You can't go back, no take backsies once that concrete's dried. So that's the phase 1. Seems pretty simple, right? But the big things you want to think about is your drainage of your plumbing. But if your plumbing drainage isn't graded correctly, that means every time you flush the toilet, well, we don't need to talk about that, right? So let's move to phase 2. Now the home is all framed in. This just means it's framed in. There's no finishings yet. There's no floor. There's no kitchen. It's just wood framing. The roof might be there. What are we looking at that point? We're looking for the electrical. We're going to make sure the house is wired correctly. Obviously, it's not fully electrified yet. Just the wires are in. We can't actually test the lights, but just the wires. Make sure they're installed correctly. Make sure the plumbing, again, is installed correctly. Because at this point, there's going to be plumbing all up on the walls and running through the house. Because what happens once they put that drywall up? There are some take backsies, but it's very much more difficult and more expensive to start ripping out drywall if anything's done incorrectly. So the benefit of the phase 2 is at this point, your inspector can see behind the walls, see everything that's happening in the house behind the walls. And then you finally get to the phase 3, and that is your final inspection. That is completely identical to a resale inspection. It's going to be done on the REI 7-6 template. But only difference here is your inspector is going to be looking at the cosmetics. With a resale inspection, inspector doesn't really look at cosmetics, right? But with new builds in phase 3, inspectors looking at cosmetics, they're going to make sure the paint, if your client ordered paint, the paint's going to be done correctly. They're going to make sure all the finishes are on the cabinets and the kitchens and the bathrooms, etc. Because we want to make sure your client is moving into the grandest, perfectest, newest home ever, right? Made up 3 words right there, just to emphasize. Big thing to know about the phase 3 though, and a lot of people just do phase 3. That's perfectly fine. It needs to be done before your final walkthrough. You're going to do your phase 3, get your list of things, you give that to your builder, your construction manager, they're going to fix everything, and then you're going to do your final walkthrough before closing. So really, really make sure you get that phase 3 done before the final walkthrough. I often get asked how they're priced. Like everything in my company, we price it through square footage. A lot of people ask if they can buy a 3 package. So can they buy phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 all at once? We used to do that, but the fact is when it comes to building, it's very unpredictable. So it's hard to schedule out phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 in the future. So what we do now is you just pay for your phase 1. When you're ready to schedule your phase 2, you call back in and schedule your phase 2. We just found it was easier for our inspectors and the builder instead of trying to book 3 jobs out in the future. That's too stressful for everyone. But it's done by square footage. You get $100 discount all the way around for all 3 if you follow us through the whole phase. But again, if your client says, I only want 1 inspection, I won't want to do all 3, the third one, phase 3 is the one you absolutely should always get. Your client always has the right to third-party representation, no matter what the builder says. Highland Homes is very excellent, fantastic builder. They'll work with the inspectors, but there are some builders, I can't name any, who will say you don't need to get inspections done. Your client always has the right to third-party representation. So do keep that in mind. Do you have a question?
If they do all 3, we'll have.
All 3. So by the time they get to the phase 3, if you just order, say you just order phase 3 standalone, we would charge you for a full price inspection. But if we've seen you've done phase 1, phase 2, you're going to get a discount at the end there. No, it's going to get more progressively because remember, phase 1 is just a hole in the ground. So that's going to be your cheapest one. Phase 2, a little bit more expensive. And then phase 3 would be priced the same as a typical home inspection. Yeah.
Give us a ballpark, 3,000 square foot home.
Oh, I
Each
would
one
say
of
for the
those.
phase 3, I don't, phase 1, phase 2, I'll get in trouble with my office.
Okay.
But phase 3, I would say this home would be between 600 and 650, depending on if there was a pool, outbuildings, etc. So, yeah. For going back out, typically that is between $75 and $90, depending on distance. Yeah. And that's a good question. So say we do phase 3, you do your final walkthrough and you're just feeling like, I don't feel like the builder did this. I want my inspector to come back out after my final walkthrough and do 1 more inspection. We can do that. We're willing to continue to come back out as many times as your client needs to make sure that this house is perfect before closing. And we can also do 1-year warranties. So in 1 year, all builders typically have a 1-year warranty system where it's all cosmetics get fixed through that 1 year. You can call us at 1 year. We'll do a 1-year warranty inspection. That way you can go to your builder and say, I want all this stuff fixed. Any other questions?
How do we get a hold of you?
Cards are right there. You can schedule online or you can call in. I have 2 fantastic admins who are there to help you and your client through the whole process, and they'll even explain it in as much detail and minutiae as your client needs. A big thing is we've said the whole time over and over, communication is the key here. When your client's going into a new build, make sure they understand that they have the right to third-party representation and that what these inspections are going to entail, just so they know what to expect.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so
great.
much.
No, thank you so much. All right. I hope you guys learned something today. It's not over. You guys are hungry, I hope, right? Okay, good. Tammy worked hard to set this up for us. Appreciate you making this trip out here to Fulshear. I think it's easier to get here than Sienna. No, that's just a joke. No, I just messing with you. We're gonna head Village Builder. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, everybody make sure your card's in here. And if you want to come back and shoot some videos without people, Kelly's gonna rearrange it back after lunch, right? I don't know, whoever you. Okay. Kelly and her new team. Yes.
Oh, yeah. You wanna do it?
No, Barbara is. Everybody got their card in. Go once, go twice. Hold on. That's your card? Oh, please. Starbucks. All right, good job. All right, let's go enjoy some lunch, shoot some videos and content, good stuff. Thank you guys so much for being here.